Hey guys, what up? It's Jeff from Urban Condo Spaces. Here at the home office, got a new project review for you today. I'm going to tell you a little bit about the Shoresmith in South Lake Union. Come check it out. So, I went down to South Lake Union yesterday. Wanted to do a project review for you guys. Saw the Shoresmith. Some of you guys may have seen they just launched here, about 30 days ago. They have a really cool site down in South Lake Union, very close to where you'll find a lot of the food trucks, a lot of the new development, a lot of high-rise new apartments that have been built over the years. Just recently, I'd say 2 weeks ago, there's an announcement of a massive condo sale just 2-3 blocks from this particular location. Anyway, I wanted to do a project review for you guys. The Shoresmith is something that I've been keeping my eyes on. It's a new development, and for you guys that have followed the blog, you know one thing for sure, and that's just there hasn't been that many new condo projects in Seattle, especially over the last decade. You know about a lot of the big ones. Insignia that closed, Luma and First Hill that closed. You have condo developments under construction right now. You have Spire, you have Emerald, you have First Light, you have a number of other projects, maybe 2 or 3 others and you've had these little community projects like the one I sold, Wallingford 45 or 750 on the Hill. And Shoresmith kind of fits in between those. It's a 9-story project, 113 units. And I think what makes it compelling is its location, right? So I went through way down there to Shoresmith yesterday. I met Steve Madsen, who's their lead of sales, great dude. He kind of walked me through the building, gave me a little bit of an idea on what they were doing, their timing, everything else. First and foremost, the location, as I mentioned before, South Lake Union, really killer spot. Probably their biggest upside is that when you come out and turn right and you get on Fairview, you're right there at the freeway. So this should be attractive to people, not just that are living, working in South Lake Union, but maybe some folks that are looking for like an in-city condo suite. I do have kind of another concept that I wanted to talk to anybody that may be interested about, kind of some executive rentals. We'll get into that later. This building will not allow Airbnb or VRBO. It's going to be a minimum of a 30-day lease, but that's kind of what drove some ideas that I had in my mind about how some investors, some of you guys may be able to look at this as an opportunity to purchase and use a program that I built that targets executive rentals. People that are coming into town that are only here for a certain amount of time that want a place that's not a hotel, and that we're a place where they can work out and go to the rooftop deck and do all those things. So more on that later. And if you do have questions about those types of opportunities, or if you want to look at this building with me or get my assessment on floor plan and that kind of thing, just comment below or DM me and we can talk in more detail. Okay, so back to the project. Okay, like the exterior, like the site, it kind of has a cool corner orientation. It has some very kind of notable bullnose windows, I think, that'll kind of give the exterior some character for years to come. On your way in, look, pretty good security. They have the butterfly system, which Amazon and other delivery folks love. It's also kind of a system that works quite well, for residents to get guests in and out. Good security, high security, and adaptive technology, new technology that for the condo world that I think a lot of these older projects eventually will work towards. It's a great system. And so anyway, when you walk into the lobby, you walk into a little foyer. I think it's cool. They're gonna have a little area for a concierge. They don't know how many hours or how many days a week they'll have a concierge, and The reason why a project like Shoresmith will debate that is purely cost. You know, on a project that size, to have somebody there full time, it's very expensive, and it's why you'll see some other projects like 2200 Westlake or Enzo or others that have gone to a schedule where it forces their dues up over $1 a foot, which some residents don't like. They want less. So speaking of HOA dues, the Shoresmith is going to target 75 cents. They're still debating on if that'll include water, sewer, garbage, but my recommendation to the sales guys yesterday was it should, at least to Steve, that if you can build in water, sewer, and gas minimum as part of the dues, I think that's appropriate. It's kind of what we have grown to expect in Seattle in terms of investing. So right when you walk in, you have the concierge to your left, to your right, you have this communal space, kind of shared workspace, also a lounge. It's cool. It's cool. I mean, the furniture looks good. It's got some vaulted ceilings, higher ceilings anyway, with good windows. And it kind of seems like a fun place to kind of catch up with people, maybe get to know some of the other residents in the building. And I think it'll be kind of a popular place for people to go down and just get some work done when they want to leave the unit or catch some fresh air. There are a couple ground floor units. I don't have the pricing on those yet. And in fact, as you guys know, and I probably would have told you a number of times over the years in different videos, pricing is very interesting. You know, a developer will keep that very close to their vest. And the reason being is that they want to protect kind of where the pricing momentum is going. If they're catching, you know, a lot of momentum and they're getting a lot of sales, then maybe they'll be grossing price up along the way. And it also helps their appraised value. So oftentimes a project will sell top down, bottom up. Project that like Shoresmith, it's 9 stories and 113 units. You know, they're probably just going to put out 6-8 units at a time. And I imagine that will be the case for a while. So my understanding is there's about 4 or 5 units on the market right now on the MLS. I have some pricing that I was going to go over with you guys, but let's keep kind of virtually working through the building. So as I mentioned, ground floor, lobby entrance, concierge, shared workspace. They do have a package room, and I asked about this specifically, and I told Steve, I said, look, this is super important because, you know, nowadays with 113 residents all getting packages on a single day, you can imagine how crazy that gets. And so they have a nice little storage room. They have some cold storage as well, which is cool. And again, security. Couple ground floor units. You go up to the second floor, pretty cool amenity set. You know, they kind of have this nice outdoor deck terrace. I took some video for you guys. They have a gym. And the gym, pretty good size. They kind of have this cool virtual workout fitness system, which I'm going to show you some video of. I thought it was pretty cool. And then as you work your way up through the building, if you go up to 9, you capture the rooftop deck. In the basement, you have bike storage and pet relief, or excuse me, a pet wash. And on the roof, you have kind of that pet relief area when you want to take Fido up for a potty break. So rooftop deck's cool, good views of Lake Union. You know, a nice place to catch some fresh air. It's not huge, but it's nice, and it has barbecues and a wet bar, and you know, it's just some things I think that some residents are going to enjoy. So the units itself, right now, if you go over to Shoresmith, you basically, the unit mix is pretty easy. You have studios, you have open 1-bedrooms, and then you have 1-bedrooms. There's no 2-bedrooms in the entire building, which is kind of interesting. But I just came off of my Wallingford 45 project where all we had was 1-bedrooms as well. So look, I think there's 2 elevators. I think the lobby looks nice. I think the interiors of the building look nice. When you go into the units, I think they're done pretty well. I mean, it's not gonna like knock your socks off, but they do have Bertazzoni appliances. They have washer and dryers that come stock with the unit. They have portholes for AC, kind of like I did on one of my projects where you get an air conditioning unit, and that's how you're gonna cool down your unit. Some of the units have decks. I think the layouts are kind of cool, kind of unique. There's a corner 1-bedroom that I went through yesterday that's probably going to speak to most buyers and be attractive. I think for the most part, to the majority, I think the open 1-bedrooms are cool too. They do have, doors on those bedrooms. It doesn't feel like, a lot of times developers had kind of created an open one bedroom that really was just a studio. This is truly a studio, no bedroom door, no bedroom walls, open one bedroom that kind of has like a sliding door, and then a one bedroom, which is a very traditional kind of one bedroom unit. Anyway, you'll see some video and some photos of some of the interiors. I think they did a pretty fair job. Quartz countertops, the appliances kind of have like this lacquer finish. It looks pretty nice. And then the windows are pretty good size. And again, if you're somebody that's working in South Lake Union, or you want to walk to Amazon, this is a pretty cool opportunity, a pretty cool building to do it. Let's talk about pricing. Okay, so out of the gate, as I mentioned, they have like 5 or 6 units on the market. The studios they range from 377 square feet to 513, and those price ranges are 349 to 428. And then the open one bedrooms, okay, square footage goes up to 512 to 725 square feet, and that pricing is 439.5 to basically 670,000. And then the one bedrooms, the traditional one bedroom units, the square footage range 513 square feet to 772, and those prices are going to range from basically 570 up to about 734 right now, and that's the first release of pricing. So some of the featured homes, 2 studios, 2 urban one bedrooms, and 3 one bedrooms, and so I can share some of this stuff with you guys if any of you have some interest. So okay, let's get to the brass tacks. Would I buy there? Maybe. I think it's a pretty good building. I think it's not what you're accustomed to seeing if you're looking at high rise. I mean, you're not going to see a grand, lobby and a huge gym and sauna and movie theater and all that stuff. But it's kind of like a no nonsense building where what you see is what you get. Finishes look pretty good. Concrete poured all the way up through the 3rd floor, I believe. So pretty good construction, wood frame construction above that. But from a value perspective, interesting. First time home buyer, certainly. Move down buyers that want a little hotel in the city, perfect. Look, these units appeal to everyone, of course. But I think there are going to be certain types of buyers that target this project. I did mention that I have kind of an executive rental kind of program, this concept that I've had in mind. This building would be a good fit. So if you want more details on that, reach out to me and I can share that with you. Overall, I thought the project was great. Big shout out to Steve for the tour. I'm going to take you guys through kind of a Google Earth view of where the location is. I'll show you a few other photos that I took while I was at the site. Look, if you guys want even a deeper dive on the building, you want my assessment, you want some of my opinion on what you can get into in terms of unit mix and that kind of thing, hit me in the comments below or shoot me an email. Other details I want to make sure that I didn't leave out, guys. The developer is Plus, and you probably heard their name before. They were the ones that were going to put together that beautiful Elevate 4 structure project over in Bellevue across from the Bravern. I refer to it as the old Young Louis site where the photography studio was at for a long time in downtown Bellevue. Plus also acquired a property between 2nd and 3rd. It's on 2nd between Pike and Pine, where they've been rumored to do a building downtown. The developer is MZA out of Shanghai, I believe. And anyway, just a couple other key details. Parking and storage. I didn't tell you guys this about, or I didn't get into this yet. You have 113 units, and you have about 68 total parking stalls, 8 of which are set up for EV charging stations, and I think they can accommodate more. And then from a storage perspective, I think there's almost 1 storage unit for every unit. And they're charging either $5,000 or $10,000 for those. The parking stalls, they'll be included for traditional 1-bedroom sales, and then any studio or 1+ unit, the cost will be $50,000 for those parking stalls. So pretty standard. I mean, First Light was selling parking for $90. I think Emerald was selling parking for similar to that, maybe $75. And so it's pretty common now in today's world of condo development where you'll see paid parking stalls and paid storage. If you liked the video, do me a favor, hit the like button. You guys supporting my channel is so important, and it's one of the only ways that I can keep doing what I'm doing, where I take, you know, a day away from clients and my other work to do a review for a project like this. Look, do I love doing it? Of course. You know, I love sharing this stuff with you guys, but if you could hit the subscribe button or maybe hit the like button for me, that'd be awesome. Thanks for watching, guys, and I don't know, I'll have some out to you soon. Good tour of the Shoresmith. Take care. See ya.